There we go. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you with Lady Spike. Okay, you have a couple of names that you usually go by. So Samantha Vaugh is the one on Facebook, but then you also have, I think, on there Reverend Vaughn Horner.
So, yes, I'm an ordained minister.
Oh well.
I know, go figure, right? But it's Samantha Spike Von Herner. It's not just
Mhm.
Von Herner.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
And do you marry people?
yeah, I got it mostly for the confidentiality between friends.
Hmm.
They refer to me as Reverend once. It's like confidential.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's like if they want to consult with me or anything like that, they totally can. And if they refer to me as Reverend, I have to keep it as a client privilege, pretty much.
Okay. Oh, so does that get? I mean, I imagine you probably have a bunch of your friends be like, "Hey," and then you like a therapist. Does that ever get that ever get confusing?
Uh
Like what you can and can't say?
it can. I mean, it's like there's certain things that you shouldn't say, certain things that you should, but it's really up to you to figure out which one is your right path for you to go to. Certain times where it's like people ask questions and stuff, or if they have they need guidance or anything, if it's something that I can't help them with, I will let them know and I'll
Yeah.
refer them to somebody who can. I'm not going to just sit there and make up something for them. I'll make sure that they get the help that they need.
Yeah. So being able to do that, what's the? I mean, I guess you can't. I don't know if you can say it. What's like the craziest scenario? And you could definitely change a few things, so you're not breaking confidentiality. But what's like some of the craziest scenarios that have been brought to you?
Oh, it's like emotional troubles. You know, Certain people who have hard times balancing if it's a good thing that this is happening or if it's a bad thing that something's happening.
Yeah.
They're trying to understand the placement of the emotions of it and if their feelings are validated, like should I be feeling this way or should I not be feeling that way? Um, it's like I think it's the emotional trauma of it because it's hard for people to understand that even though your body is not going through the physicality of it, y- your mind is still, and
Yeah.
it's just as bad. And so to understand what's going on with your emotions that are relating to it, either being past trauma or anything else, it's hard to validate and figure out if am I right, am I wrong.
So how many people do you do this for?
It's a few select, it's like I
Okay.
don't sit there and I'm not a life coach. I'm not a therapist.
Yeah.
I'm a person where it's just, it's like, if you have no one to talk to, no one to lean on, no one to listen to you, and it's like, not just to hear your words and then talk,
Yeah.
like they're only listening to speak, to be heard,
Yeah.
to actually listen to you, let you vent, let you get it out of your system, let you hear how stupid you're sounding, or let you hear how you're validating everything that you're feeling. You have reasons to feel this way,
Yeah.
and it's like a lot of people, they don't have somebody that they can actually just talk to
That's a good point. So do you find that more with men or do you find that more with women?
equally.
Oh, okay. So that's
Equally.
interesting.
And it's like women, they have a hard time finding people to open up to because a lot of times they talk to themselves because it's the only person they can trust. It's the only person they can trust that won't use what they say against them.
I've
And so
seen I've seen some similarities with, and this is not comparing one sex to this. It's like both. It's just that us and I feel like chimps aren't so different. Where female chimps in the wild, they will go and if they don't like a certain other female chimp, they'll exclude them from like group activities,
everything,
like
they're
grooming.
totally shunned from everything. And it's like
Yeah.
the isolation and everything. Oh God, on the psyche, that is just the worst. I mean, people knowing that you're there and not even paying attention to you.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Oh man.
So that I'm so the reason why I'm kind of surprised at that a little bit is because I feel like, or maybe it's just like because of the media or what you see in like Hollywood, is that I feel like there's this notion that girls can always talk to like their guy friend, like the simps that are going on and be like, oh yes, shoulder to cry on. And I feel like guys don't really have that as much because guys like I feel like nobody or not a ton of people cares about guys' feelings. Obviously in your experience, I'm wrong with that because you said it's like 50-50, right?
Yeah, it's equal. And it's like everybody experiences things differently, okay? Everybody does. And it's like if we're just going on the, male female part of it, all right, women develop differently, men develop differently. Everybody develops differently. All right. There's no better way to put it, but we all have parts of the same system. Like we're both have testosterone, we both have estrogen. One side has more than the other, depending on who you are. And it's like it's finding a balance of what helps you understand you.
So we have the couple of comments that we all start as women in the womb. I think that's true. That's why
Oh
men
yeah.
have nipples.
Yep,
And
that's
then
true. That's true.
and we all start out with eggs, and then once the Y chromosome comes in, the eggs descend into testes. And that's a good point, H.P. Lovecraft. I didn't think of that. That is fair.
We all were the same at one point in time. And you weren't the strongest swimmer, okay? The first one died breaking through the wall.
Yeah, I think the first several die breaking through the wall, right?
So you were like the fourth, fifth, or sixth.
That kind of irks me is like I like especially if someone like I'm a little egotistical or maybe very egotistical, but I feel like if I wasn't the fastest swimmer and the strongest, and like there could have been potentially out of those other stronger swimmers, there could have been better versions of me. They could be smarter, they could be more athletic, they could have been, and I don't know. Sometimes I do stay up at night thinking about what if maybe a better version of me could have helped change the world.
Hmm.
So what keeps you up at night?
What keeps me up at night? Oh God. That's a very long answer. I don't know if we have enough time for that one.
I'm here all night. Got the house to myself.
Probably the one thing that keeps me up most at night is contemplating of how I'm going to be better. It's like what's hard is, I've accomplished a lot and I'm very proud of what I've accomplished in my life. And, I have that go get it or don't do it. It's like the only person stopping yourself is yourself. One of my favorite analogies to ever come up with, okay? When somebody's telling me that, oh, I can't do it, this happens, this happens, this happens, I go, you can do it. You can do it. I guarantee you can. You're just stopping yourself. You're coming up with reasons and excuses as to why you can't. He goes, really? I go, okay, think of it this way. You need to go to the bathroom. This is basic human shit, okay? You need to pee. Well, the bathroom's closed. Are you going to just say, I'm not going to pee today? No defecating for me? Well, wait till tomorrow. No. It may not be the best option. It may not be the one way that you wanted to do it. The luxury may be completely gone. But do you get it done? Yes. Every time. There's not one time you don't do it. So it's like it's up to you to figure out how you want to get things done. Myself, I've accomplished so much in my past where I'm like, how am I going to top that? Like, how am I going to be better? I mean, it's like, what do I do? What do I do? But then it's like going over past experiences, either saying, oh, I wish I could have done this, wish I could have done that. Or, I'm a musician, so I'm my worst critic. I will sit there and dissect a performance on a video for hours.
Oh, you watch your own stuff?
I watch my own stuff in order to sit there and find out ways to be better in the future. It's kind of like going over, football players going over games with the other team that they're going to be playing, just coming up with strategies on how to be better.
Yeah. I don't think I can. Like I have watched myself on camera and I get so cringy because I was like, oh God, why did I do that? Why did I make that face? Why do I look this way? And I watched it for like 2 minutes and then I put it down. So you mentioned musicians and so we'll definitely get into that. What were you always musical? What started it when you
Oh
were
yeah,
younger?
always musical, always musical. Let's see. I think one of my favorite memories that my dad tells me about was I was like 3, 4 years old or something like that. And my mom, my dad, they were shopping for a kitchen appliance or something, you know. We're in Sears, right? And my mom can't find me. I wandered. That very common with me, okay? But I wandered off, and my dad's telling my mom, calm down. She's fine. She's not here. Oh my God. Calm down. She's fine. What makes you say so? Turn around. That whole TV display section and everything, right? I am sitting there on the camera on all the TVs, just like, stop. Yeah. May not have been by my parents, but you knew where it was. But I started musical theater because my family found out that hearing. So they didn't want me to be afraid to voice my opinion or, speak my presence and everything. I think it kind of backfired, though, because now I just never shut up.
So you got into, at what age did you get into theater?
About 2.5. Musical theater, about 2 or 2.5. Opera at 4. And it's just it's a passion. And I fell in love with it, and I'll continue doing it until dead. I love it so much.
What type of stuff could you do at that age? Like, I know you said opera at 4, but what type of stuff could you do? Could you actually understand at 2.5?
I was in the Velveteen Rabbit play, right? I was a damn good little, like, extra funny. I was told to walk on the stage and walk off the stage. I did a damn good job. I was a little bunny. That's it.
Okay.
You know, I was like 2.5. I don't have much of a memory of that.
So the opera, what type of stuff? I mean, I know it's opera stuff, but how did your parents decide to say, like, yes, this is the direction we're sending her?
I think it's instead of them directing me to be sent that way, they followed what I was doing. Now, I grew up ADD, ADHD. I'm in the process of trying to get a different diagnosis. I think I've been misdiagnosed. I think I'm actually autistic. And
Same.
everything makes more sense when you put it into that perspective of female autism, male autism. Totally different things, different developmental deals. And an autism diagnosis to me, I feel, is more relatable than ADHD, because there's a lot of things that ADHD, yes, I relate to. Totally can relate to that. It's like, looking for my keys, my phone, my keys, my phone, my keys, my phone. We can't leave until I find my keys, my phone. Friend calls me. Hold on a second. Yeah, bitch, let's go. You know, I can relate to that type of stuff, you know, looking for your phone, finding your phone, setting it down, and continuously looking for your phone. Like sometimes. Yeah. All right. So I can relate to those, but there are other things where it comes to the emotional processing and social. I'm trying to find the word here. I can relate. Yeah, the social norms. Like, I don't pick up on certain social cues a lot. Like, sometimes sarcasm is you gotta be very to the point with me sometimes. I don't mind. I like it, you know, because that way I know it's being clear. I know what's being said.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know how people are feeling. If you're not happy, tell me you're not happy. Don't be like, oh, yeah, that's great. I really like that. Awesome. No, tell me the truth. Tell me what's bothering you, because it helps me process things better. And like, I don't understand when I speak to somebody that things can be coming off as rude or, how do I put it? What'd you say? Rude? Yeah, standoffish, like better than, you know, like big ego and stuff like that. And it's like, I really don't understand how, when it's like myself, okay, are you sure? How did you not know this? You know, stuff like that. Yeah. Like, let's say it's something that I think is common knowledge. Come to find out, it's not. I'm like, what? Why don't you know this? Stuff like that. I didn't know it was considered rude. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. But I there's ADD for you right there. That's an example if you're looking for one.
Same.
Have you ever been ADD? Are you ADD or?
I'm sure, because I don't know what this is. Like, I don't know the difference, and I'll ask you about this in a second, you know, between the female and male autism. But my last girlfriend, she would, like, I would accidentally wake her up at nights because I would get, and I couldn't go to sleep because I get an idea in my head and I have to, like, write it down. And
it's impulsive. You can't stop either until you do.
Yeah, you can't turn it off.
Yeah, when autism, okay, that's you have like this hyper focus,
That
and
too.
you will sit there and you'll find something and you will find out everything about it. It's like I must know more, find all of it, and you will remember it till the day you die. Now, let's say that you're obsessed at the time with the color green, okay? You're obsessed with the color green, right? Now you're in a conversation with somebody, and somebody mentions the word green and one little thing to it. Oh man, they just released. You talk of everything that you research, you tell them all of that you know, and you can't stop. You have to get it all out. It's compulsive. You can't stop. And once you finally finish, you're like, you feel complete. Like,
So yeah, you're telling the exact story of basically why the YouTube channel started. It started with Pokemon sales data because I was the only one on YouTube really talking about that, like the Pokemon cards and how much they sell for, and I
yeah.
had to get it out. It,
What is
it
it?
was
What is
like,
it? The Charizard that was released for the arcade or the what was it? It was a tournament through them or something. There was only like
the,
it's like the most
oh,
valuable card.
well, there's a bunch of valuable cards. If you're referring to the one that I had, it was a Trophy Kangaskhan.
Oh,
Um, so
see,
yeah,
that's a time fast.
yeah, yeah. Um, so it started with Pokemon, and then it went to Tesla, and then I think the autism, like I don't there's a Reddit group called Weaponized Autism, and I didn't really recognize the name until like, oh, this is why you could weaponize it, because it is a weapon, and I directed it towards finance and learning about undervalued companies. So I made a lot of money with Tesla and Pokemon cards, and that was crypto called Omi. Like, are you into crypto at all?
Uh, by that response, probably not. I mean, it's like I've heard of like crypto balancing or crypto balances and stuff like that. I've heard of them. I haven't really invested my time into it. It's something I am curious about and I would like to know more about because it does seem like that's where the future of investments are going. And I like money.
Same. And you're obviously pretty successful. What do you usually invest in, or is it just like I just chuck it in the bank and when I need it, I spend it?
Uh, Oh, I'm one of those people where it's like I make bad decisions just as much as I make good decisions. It's always a hit and miss when it comes to certain things. And one of the things that I gotta stop doing as much is I like to help people as much as I can. I'm too much of a help. I have too much of a heart, and I don't realize that sometimes I get taken advantage of it, and it's upsetting when everything comes down to terms and stuff. But I think. The one thing that I invest into the most is the thing that you can't put a price tag on. I invest into value of relationships and memories and good times with people. That's what's about. Creating a time where you look back, you're like, yeah, that was fun. That was worth it. You know.
So I don't know if you're into Harry Potter.
I
Are you?
like. I finally watched all the movies.
Nice. Okay, so you'll understand the question I'm about to ask. Is I think it was in the third one where Harry learns the Expecto Patronum, the Patronus charm.
Okay.
And Lupin says, in order to cast this charm, you have to think of a powerful, happy memory. If you were to produce a Patronus charm, what is the happiest memory that you can think of?
Oh. Can I come back to you with an answer on that one?
Surely.
Because I want to get the right
Okay,
one.
so we'll come back to that. Another question that I would mean to ask you is, you said before that, how do you top yourself each time that you do something new?
Oh
What
yeah.
what is what is one of your biggest successes?
I used to work with this company called Advanced Products Labs Incorporated. We were in aerospace design and technology. At the time, we were contracted through NASA, ITT, JPL, Boeing, all going through on the rover expedition to Mars. All right, it was a big thing. You have NASA
Yeah.
call you for help, and that's not something happening every day. And then you're putting things on a distant planet, and your company, because of everything that they did into it, including yourself. But we did new designs and everything to get a rover back. And so we got one back. I mean, think of it this way. If the other rovers that were out there, they didn't come back. They got stuck. It's not like, hey, open the door, the rover's stuck, kick it a little bit. Okay, we're good. No, that's goodbye, billions of dollars on distant planet that we can't get to. Let's go back to the drawing board. And having the a representative of NASA come out to our shop, and just go through the whole shoot the breeze and everything, be a part of a NASA trip report, and just be like, I'm doing something for the world, I'm exploring distant planets by proxy. So that's probably one of them. The other one is when I went on a quest to find Clint Eastwood, and I found him.
Where?
I found him in Carmel, the little ocean by the sea. He was a mayor there, and I was dating this person at the time, and he was obsessed with World of Warcraft. Are we familiar? We're familiar with World of Warcraft. Yeah.
This whole audience is familiar with World of Warcraft.
So I was not aware of this addiction and how powerful it is. And so I asked him questions about it. So he's telling me all about it. I was like, well, what's this over here? He goes, oh, that's your quest log. You get the quest and you have to sit there. You have to, fulfill them. And then you get gold and you can do other things. And I'm like, well, what, instead of going in an imaginary world, why don't you sit there and make your own quest in this world right here? And I found out he was investing like $150, $200 a month in this game. And I'm like, do you understand what you could do with that money in this life, this world right here? He was like, no, it's skylight. I'm like, huh. Well, eventually we would break up. Bygones be bygones, whatever. Well, as we were arguing within this, he asked me, well, what am I supposed to do about this quest? And, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, well, why'd you find the ultimate badass of the United States of America? And he goes, who the fuck is that? And his roommate from across the hall goes, Clint fucking Eastwood. Yeah, I find Clint fucking Eastwood. And so after we broke up, I hit up a friend of mine. I was like, hey, you still got that Ford Focus? And she was like, yeah. I go, well, I got $150. And I have an idea to find Clint Eastwood. I'm going on a quest. Care to join me? She did. And so we drove down to Carmel. I did a lot of research. Okay, a lot of research went into this. It wasn't like, okay, spin the map and he will be here. X marks the spot. No. I found out that he was mayor of there for as long as he could be mayor. That he owned the restaurant Hog's Breath Inn. Now he's a partial owner, and he also is a partial owner of the Mission Ranch Hotel, which is a beautiful, beautiful place to go to. Oh my God. It's right in the little nook of like Carmel. It's so beautiful. And so we go on the quest, we get lost. I mean, this is back in the day where GPS did not exist on the phone. At all.
Oh yeah, I remember.
You called Verizon Wireless and you got their VZ for the day, and it's like it wasn't even working for Carmel because Carmel doesn't have numbers for their buildings.
How do you identify them? How does the mail go in there?
It's cross streets. It's a little town, all right? So it's like the thing is just put us around in circles. We have no clue what we're doing, where we're going. But we finally make it there because somebody was nice enough to give us the real directions. We asked for directions 4 times. 4 times. We ended up way farther than where we needed to be. So we finally get there, and we're walking into the Hog's Breath Inn. And I'm walking up, and it's like, I see the bartender, he's just standing there. I'm like, hi, I'm on a quest from Northern California on a quest to find famous wood, Clint Eastwood, that is. Have you seen him? He starts laughing. He sits me down at the bar, gives me a little cheese platter with grapes and stuff. So good. And a glass of wine. And I realized something right then and there. I'm living the video game. I'm in the place talking to the merchant. Yeah. I'm getting my wine. I'm getting my my food. And I'm getting information about where I need to go. And then, no joke, he gives me a map. I still have it to this day. Right? He gives me a map and draws to where he is. And I'm exiting going, I am the video game. I'm living the video game. Yes! And so we go walking trying to find him at the Mission Ranch Hotel. And he tends to go there more, according to the bartender, because of the piano. I'm like, oh, snap. All right. So we finally get there. And as I go walking up, I'm hearing the piano going, oh, my God, it's going to be him. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. And I look up and there's like the maitre d', the hostess or whoever, and I could see her nose hairs from a mile away. This woman's so stuck up. Oh my God. Can I help you? I'm like, I'm gonna quest. Fine. No, I'll go now. I'll go now. So map in hand, camera in the other. I mean, digital camera. Cameras weren't even on flip phones at this time. Okay, do we have razors? Yeah, we had the pink razor. That was the cool thing.
What year was this?
Oh, did I? Do you know what a pink razor is?
Yeah. I used to have a
Thank
razor
God.
in like '05 maybe or
Yeah, it was about 05, about
oh,
that.
okay. All right.
Yeah, it was a while back. But I mean, cell phones were around. Things were just coming up to this technology. You get what I'm saying? So they were moving their way from being smaller the phone, the smaller the phone. Oh, we could see we could see ourselves on pictures, so get the phone bigger again. It's like, do you remember when phones were so tiny? It was just like, how do you have that phone? You're gonna lose it.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to over to the quest for Clint Eastwood. All right. I'm sitting there, map in hand, camera in the other, and I'm depressed because it's like I knew I was going to find him. It's like I just knew it. It's like the will. I don't know why. I knew I was going to find him there, and it's like I was depressed because it didn't happen. And I'm just like I'm really upset. Now my friend, she's a little bit more past me and everything. I'm like walking, and she goes, "Hey, turn around. I think that's Clint Eastwood." I turned to her, and I'm like, "That's not funny. How dare you? Do you not understand how much I knew?" She goes, "Shut up." I'm like, "Turn around. I think that's Clint Eastwood." Lo and behold, there he is, about 10, 15 feet in front of me, loading up his golf clubs in his SUV. Clint fucking Eastwood.
Did you get a
I
picture of it?
found him. I found him. I went on a quest to find a treasure with free will. Do you understand how hard that is? I could have won the million, the lottery, like 10 times in a row to do this. All right, I found him. I was in shock. I couldn't feel my legs. I didn't know where I was. I definitely didn't know who I am. I did not feel lucky. I felt astonished and happy. All right, I finally come to my terms, and I slowly approach him, and I cautiously try to remember the inner metronome because my ADD ass is going. I'm like, no, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Keep it at that level he can understand. Do not be scared. Don't scare Clint Eastwood, okay? And so we talk for a minute. He tells me so sweetly, he goes, calm, breathe, okay. Like, talk to me now. I'm like, okay. So I tell him the whole incident of why I created this and why I was out here and why he became the focal point of my life for that moment. And he was smiling and he was laughing. He was like, "You know what? Thank you. I was worried about this generation that's coming in. Nobody has from what I was saying, nobody has the go-to to do something for themselves, to go out there and explore and create. They're only following what other people are telling them to do. You doing this changed my perspective, and I thank you." And it's like I asked him for a picture, and of course he obliged. And it's like it's on my I think it was like my first profile pic on Facebook. I was like glowing after that. Now I have a particular friend, okay, who I invited to go on this quest with me. And he had nothing better to do that day. He lied and said he did. He was like, "That's Clint Eastwood." Hangs up the phone. And so I did that. There was another seat in the car left, and I was like, "Hey, yeah, who wants to go? Quest for Clint Eastwood, let's go." Well, everybody who were invited that made something up so they couldn't go, or they did something so they couldn't go, guess what? They all get emailed that picture of myself and Mr. Clint Eastwood, the ultimate badass of the United States of America, right?
They probably never missed out on a road trip again after that.
To this day, my friend Kyle, if I was ever to call him up, he's like, "I'm already there. I'm in the car. I'm on my way." He regrets every day denying the opportunity. to go out and have a fun quest.
I could imagine. It's like when like you're playing poker and you fold like ace five, and then like three aces come out. Like never fold an ace again.
Oh, dude, that's like when you fold a 7 deuce offsuit, and then all of a sudden, like two other sevens, or you have like 7 deuce offsuit, and you get 3 sevens up there, and it's like,
I I almost got into a fight in Parks Casino in Philadelphia because
oh,
there was I was big blind, so I forget what it was. It was like $2, $4, whatever. So I'm there, and so I'm last call. I have 7-4 offsuit, and I was like, all right, like whatever, like I'll check because nobody else raised. So it comes out 7-7-4. I got the nuts. I'm winning this hand, and there's somebody like that's betting, and I'm calling, and like a jack comes out, he's betting, I'm calling, and like he puts, it wasn't like a huge pot. I think it was like a 600 like $700 pot, and he flips over that he has, I don't know, he had like pocket kings, and I flip over my full house, and he's like, and he gets so pissed off, like, why the fuck were you even in that hand? You shouldn't have even been in that hand. Why did you call? I was like, I was
take a
big
chance. It's
blind.
called gambling for a reason.
Yeah, it's like I was big blind. Like, what did you expect me to do?
It's like, do you think casinos make all that money on people knowing what to do?
So yeah, that was fun. That was a good time.
Oh man, some of the stories about people playing poker. Some of those stories are the best. It's like oh man, I got beat bad, but it was fun. It's
Dude,
like,
people get crazy in like Atlantic City. Like
oh, I've
they
never
like people,
been.
oh, it's great. People show up drunk, and people just like, so it's really, it's kind of sad, but I mean, you're there to gamble. Like when people come in, and it's one thing if they like have the money and just throwing it around, and it's easy money, and you take it. But that's a great reference. But it's another thing where you see this guy that probably only has the $200 like with him. Like that's probably all he has, and he's like a gambler. It's like not a good time.
Oh yeah, you can see the sweat off his brow. If he spends that $200, if he doesn't have anything to show, like to build up again, he's not
Yeah,
going to be able to pay his bills. He's not going to be able to pay his rent. He's not going to be able to pay his bookie.
yeah.
And that could be hurting.
The I think the two memories that really stick out to me is I was in Vegas, and it was in the same weekend. One was it was in the weekend that Anthony Bourdain died, and I was just we were just in the poker room, and I was just like, oh, look at that, Anthony Bourdain died. I was like, I don't know, it was like really early in the morning, and some guy like stands up and screams like he was like a big fan. It's like, damn, this is worse than when Harambe died. And then the other one was is like the next day. It was this drunk Irish guy that was in was like playing poker next to me, and the club lets out because I think the club only went to like 3 or 4 o'clock, and there's a bunch of girls coming out because it was a club, and the guy next to me goes, "Hey you," and the girl looks, and he's like, "You're decent." I thought that was so funny. She laughed. We all laughed. It was a good time. So what are some places so you haven't been to Atlantic City, so you haven't performed there. What are some of your favorite spots to perform?
Oh, God. Okay. Let's see. In Sacramento, Sacramento area, Northern California. Let's see. Oh my goodness. The Opera House is always like so much fun to play there. I mean, the venue is beautiful. The bathroom is amazing for selfies, by the way. Oh my God,
Okay.
they have like this like fainting couch and everything is gorgeous. I mean, if anybody who's been there, they know what I'm talking about. That bathroom is badass. And I don't know what the men's look like, but apparently it's like not as badass as the females. So we're pampered in there. Sorry, guys. But another place. Let's see. I mean, personally, to be honest with you, it's like some of the smaller little like hole in the wall places, they're like my favorites. Like there's the historical Silver Dollar Saloon over in Marysville. The owners are absolutely amazing. I mean, they're such good people, and they have amazing food. And the people who go there, they're wholesome people, and they just want to go out and have a good time. And it's like it's not per se the venue, really. It's the people at the venue. Like I could sit there and, when I was first starting off in music and everything, my audience was maybe bit confused at the moment, you know, but for every person that was there, guess what? They got one hell of a show. And it's like, I want to sit there and go lighter or anything. No, I go harder because every single one of those people, let's say there's 5 people there, right? 5 people. 5 people had an amazing time. And that's all they can talk about how fun it was. So they tell it to the friends and everything else, and they keep a track of you. And then all of a sudden, it could be years later down the road, but all of a sudden they show up at your show with all of their friends, and they have nothing but the biggest smile on their face, and they're so happy to be there. Like anything that's bothering them, anything that had been troubling them, for as long as they can, you know, for the moment that they're in my audience, the moment that they're in there and they're rejoicing and not thinking about any of that and just enjoying life, that's the greatest gift. I've to see that moment and to experience and to be able to deliver that to people. That is by far the best high in the world.
So yeah, there's my friend Lou, who is very, very successful. I had him on the podcast super early. And you know, he like owns like a bank, like he's very well off and he doesn't really need to do anything, but he plays in this band called the Warped Tour Tribute Band, where they go and they they play all the songs that was popular at Warped Tour.
Yeah. Okay.
And he just says like just going out there having like a packed house, whether at like Paramount or like wherever. He said it's just like the greatest feeling for him. Like that's
so Aces Stadium over in Reno. We played there. Oh my God. It was like a Star Wars theme day. I love Star Wars.
Oh,
I love Star Wars. And so nobody told me this. Okay, nobody told me this. And so I'm walking up going, oh look, you know, little kid dressed up as Yoda. That's sweet. Wait, C3PO? Wait, what's going on here? Troopers! Ah! I chased after this R2-D2. I literally jumped off the stage. I could have broken an ankle doing this, man. I chased him. And it's like I didn't mean to scare the guy, but I was just trapped in the moment, you know, I was caught within it. I didn't realize what was going on. But Aces Stadium in Reno, that was a trip. Oh, and then I can't, is it Riley? I can't remember, but it's the field, Riley Field over here in Sacramento. Center Health, little park thingy. But that's their stadium. They're River Cats, the baseball team, minor leagues, AAA, I can't remember. But they play there. And so we've opened for them a few times. And it's like that right there is always awesome because afterwards we go up into the skybox and, you know, we watch the game afterwards and, you know, we see fireworks and stuff, you know, there's big food and it's so much fun. I mean, it's just I forget I get paid to do this stuff sometimes. I love it so much.
I'm glad you said you were a Star Wars fan because I do have something to show you. This is an R2-D2 digital collectible. It's gold plated, and it's been it's one of 8,333.
What?
So there's a very limited amount of them. Star Wars or Disney released this as part of their Golden Moments thing last year, like because it was like a certain anniversary for them. So they released it, I think, at like $60, and they sold out in like half a second. And now the bottom floor. Yeah, I didn't get. I got one and I sold it at like 2,400. It had gone up higher, but it's right now the floor. You could get one. The cheapest you can get is $797. So it's about $800 for the. It's like a 10x return, or a lot more than that, like a 12x on your 13x on your investment. So Star Wars people go crazy.
Oh yeah, and it's like I'm affiliated with it. So I do vocal acting, right? And so
tell us about that.
So Ambient Realms, it's a nonprofit organization with all the donations and everything for what we do. We don't take a profit for it. Everything gets donated to further research of Huntington's disease, finding a cure, and for autism. So God, I can't remember exactly how much we've raised, but it's a beautiful number, and I'm very proud of the work I've done and in order to help society understand and try to make things better within these. So we mostly do like Dungeons and Dragons and let's see, there's Warhammer, Pathfinder, World of Warcraft. But one time Star Wars, and so we had to do a few little voice snippets, and I was called in to be like a droid or a different kind of character. I can't remember. I was just so giddy for it because forever now on, I'm affiliated with Star Wars.
So can you do with if you were a droid, like can you give us a line from there? Can you do the voice?
I wouldn't be able to do that. I would need the script, and it's like I like to rehearse on things. It's like having me sing a song on spot, no problem. Get into a character's voice. I like to build the character.
Can you sing that song that's been like remade? It's like I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling all right, baby. Like, do you know that one?
I thought you started singing "Blue" by
Yeah, that's the remade song.
Blue,
like,
that's what I thought you were singing.
Yeah,
I used to think the lyrics were "I'm blue. If I was green, I would die. If I was green, I would die. If I was green, I would die."
you're not the first person to tell me. I think a lot of people assumed that that's what the lyrics were.
Okay, so Van Halen, Panama, right? Name of the song, right? Panama, right? I seriously just found out it's Panama, not padded bra. just recently.
That's amazing. Well, you kind of have the excuse though, like, I'm hard of hearing, you know.
Oh yeah, when I go up and sing karaoke, I'll be like, "Yeah, I got this down." Oh, I'm way off. What? Oh, now it makes sense. I would say, Billy Squire's stroke, right?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was stroke me, stroke me. I thought it was strong and studly. Strong and studly.
I also love karaoke, but I am very bad at singing. Like Omi Panda over here. I'm not good. But it doesn't, like, I don't know, it doesn't stop. Avril Lavigne, like, what's the favorite type of music to sing? Because you started with opera. What about now?
Favorite type of music to sing? Rock, heavy, hard rock, heavy metal. And then it's like I like to get into like the ballads. I love being able to sing a good emotional, heart-driven, like you can't help but like get into it ballad, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You by Led Zeppelin, one of my favorites. Even Dio's Rainbow in the Dark. That's one of my favorite ones to do because when you go up to sing it, all right, the person who's like being a KJ and everything, one experience in Arizona, I was new when I first moved there, and it's like one experience in Arizona, I go up to the KJ and I'm having a brain fart of what I want to do, and I'm like, well, why don't you just sign me up for like a Dio, Rainbow in the Dark, and if I change my mind, I'll let you know. He goes, you're not changing your mind. That's my favorite song. You're singing it. I'm like, okay, we're doing Dio. All right. And so I go up and I sing it, and at the end of it, this guy is like on his second mic. Oh my God! It's like the whole place is going crazy. I was not expecting you. Where do you go on Thursday nights? I just moved here. He goes, well, this is your new home. I say so. God, and it's like that time that I sang that song, Dio, Rainbow in the Dark. It was weird because I felt comfortable, I felt like I've done this a million times and it's my song, and it's not. And it's like, I just felt that way. It just, everything, the cues, I didn't have to sit there and look up the lyrics. And it's like, I just felt like I owned the song, And then I tell my friends at the time, I was like, yeah, I was telling them how I was feeling. Like, I had a stronger connection to it for some reason. They're like, dude, guess what? What? It's Dio's birthday today. I'm like, oh, I totally challenged. Like, that was Dio right there. Dio sang for me. I'm like, yes. At least that's what I like to think. Rest in peace, Dio.
I've been getting into this song called "Turn Soonest to the Sea" by Protest the Hero. It starts off as like kind of screamo-y.
This band didn't ever once release a cassette tape.
I don't know if they're old enough for that. Oh, maybe.
Okay, so maybe. That's like the best way to understand if I know the band or not. They first released their music on a vinyl cassette. Mini CD. But anything that's been released like digitally, that's their version of being like #1 on the Billboard charts. They sold this many digitally released copies. I'm more of like album. I like the physical part of it. But I can't say that per se that I know the name of the band that you're speaking of,
They're
but I
also not a
probably
very
know their
popular
music.
band.
I probably know their music. I just have to hear it.
Yeah, they're not very popular. But those are what song are you obsessed with right now?
Ugh. I've been. It's like a obsession that has been going on for a long time. It's "Who Is It" by Michael Jackson, and it's a great song. I love the beat to it. I love the emotion into it. I love the feel to it, and it's like, um, I gave her money, I gave her time, I gave her everything that little heart could find. I gave her passion, I gave her soul, I gave her promises, and someone told me, promise me forever, every day that that's one. We made a vow to live our lives so true. She promised me in secret that she'd love me for all times. Promise so untrue. Tell me what will I do when it doesn't seem to matter and it doesn't seem right. It's the will that brought no fight. Cause crying all day night. Don't you judge over my composure, cause I'm lying every day. And the reason why she left me, cause she up and ran away. Who is it? Is it a friend of mine? Who is it? Is it my brother? Who is it? Somebody heard my phone now. I can't take this crap no more. I just love that song.
I like Michael Jackson, or at least a lot of his music. I haven't heard that one though. That
So
sounds
you
really
can find
cool.
it on the History and Past. It'll be on the History and Past. It was a double disc. It will be on the second disc. I believe it was track 8 or 10. I can't remember.
Cool.
Uh,
Honestly,
so look up "Who Is It," and when you hear the bass lick and the beat to it, you're like, "Whoa, this is sick!" And then it's just the passion he puts into it, and it's like, if you're going through like an emotional trauma or not feeling too good, that's a good one to listen to. And then also just the whole album, "Dangerous." I mean, Slash on the guitar. I mean, fucking phenomenal. I mean, I love every song, but I no offense for the album. When I'm first playing it, I skip jam.
yeah.
That's the first song on the album, and it's jam, jam. It's not my boat float, you know.
I feel you
So,
on that.
but
Um,
every other song after that on the Dangerous album, by far, it's one of my favorite albums.
have you ever listened to created music while you were on psychedelics?
Yes, and when you say creative music, what do you? Could you
Like,
then?
do you ever write down lyrics or notes and be like, oh, this would be a good beat. Oh, this is a great lyric. This is a great line.
Not per se write it down. It's more or less just like I'll remember it, and if I don't remember it, oop.
Oh, so you could have had some like really awesome lines, and then
I guess
you
they
didn't.
weren't that awesome if I didn't remember it.
That kills me, and that actually keeps me up every now and then. Like it's like "Sweet Emotion" was written on LSD, and like there's apparently a bunch of other songs that were like just as
Okay,
good.
Indigada Vita. This is my favorite story. Now I don't have like all the research into this to verify it. It's like, but from what I've heard, Indigada Vita, they were in the studio and they were having too much of a psychedelic for the time. You know what I'm saying? And so they were so messed up. The lyric originally was "In the Garden of Eden."
Okay.
Couldn't say it after many times. The original track is over 23 minutes long. All right. It was them trying to get him to sit there and say "In the Garden of Eden." It keeps coming out "In the Garden of Eden." So that's one of those little things. Uh, um, like music and everything. Also, I'll record myself doing certain things. And the thing that I don't like about doing that though is because, like I said, I'm my own worst critic. I'm too much of a perfectionist, and it's like if I know that I could have done it better, I get rid of it. And it's like
Mm.
I attack myself way too much, and it's like, how could you? You could have done this. You did this. You know better than that. And it's like it's not healthy,
Yeah.
And so it's like when I do like my own partial recordings and everything, I try not to dissect it into the point of you're creating, so it's not going to be perfect, But I'm like, it's hard for me to. I don't know how to necessarily explain it. It's hard. It's like when you hear yourself being recorded for the first time, and it's like your voice is like, that's not my voice.
Like I sound like that? No,
It's like,
no.
oh my god, we got to change this. Put me back in there. Put me back in there. I'm better than this. I'm better than this. I know I am. Oh,
So, have you ever tried to change your voice? Like, obviously you do that, like
I don't know what to
like you do that
do.
professionally. Sorry.
My voice. Just changing my voice.
That's great. But you ever do it like try to change it like your speaking voice, and you ever try to do it permanently?
Um, Being hard of hearing, sometimes it naturally happens because I can't hear myself too well at certain times. Like if the weather is like really humid, or the weather is like very much stormy, raining, and a lot of water, a lot of pressure in it, it my hearing it's more restricted, and so I can't hear myself more and more, and so becomes difficult to talk. And sometimes I'll have what they call the deaf accent, but in other people they'll think it's like I'm trying to do an accent like from a different country,
Oh, okay.
and I can't hear myself. So
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what's going on, but doing different like accents and stuff. Oh yeah, I've had it where it's like I'm in a place where I know nobody, no one knows me. We're all complete strangers until we introduce each other.
Yeah.
Where am I going to be from? Should I be from where I'm at? Should I have my own accent or whatever? But if you're going to have fun, you have fun. One thing I did when I was younger, okay, it was lack of sheer boredom, all right, and curiosity. Um, you remember back in the day where your phone would ring and you go run into it, be excited to answer, and you didn't know who it was,
Yes.
but it was like the best thing in the world for the phone ring. Yes. Okay. So it was about that time, that time of day or time and era. And I would call random numbers. I don't know these people. I don't know if anybody's going to pick up. I don't know who's on the other line, if it's a business or whatever. I have no clue. The person who would pick up, I'd be like, hi, how you doing today? The thing I telemarketer, whatever. How you doing today? I'm good. How can I help you? Well, I'm a wrong number. I dialed you. I don't know who you are. And I just wanted to see if you want to have a conversation. Now, take in mind, I don't know who you are, and I will never know
No.
who you really are. So you have the opportunity to make something up and be that person with me for one moment in your life, or you can be true to yourself. I will never know the difference. I had some of the best conversations ever, and I still to this day don't know if they made them up or if that was their real life story. Still to this day, I don't know. But some of the best conversations ever doing that, and it's like, so other people, they were at the end of the phone call and everything, and it's like, well, I think I should be getting going. Thank you so much, and they'd be like, no, that I feel good. I feel great. Thank you. Oh my god, why did you do this? Sheer boredom and curiosity. I was homeschooled, so
I,
like
I
after
don't
the
know.
price is right, it's open game, man.
I forget which one it was, but there was a Robin Williams movie where I think he might have been like a doctor, might have been
Patch
Patch
Adams.
Adams.
Patch
Yeah,
Adams.
that was
That
the
was
one.
Patch Adams.
Where it says
God,
if you
recipe.
are, what was the line? I forget. I'm gonna butcher it.
Uh,
I think he just says that if you ever call the wrong number and somebody picks up, talk to them,
yeah.
and just it's like wow.
You
I always wanted to do that. And my parents are just like, no, it's weird, don't do that. And then now I
still
make a living just having conversations.
With random people you don't know. That is awesome. Something you always wanted to do, you end up doing. That's great. Oh, it's like discovering things by accident. And you're like, yes. Like for instance, the tempered windows, right? Did you know that that was discovered by accident?
No,
Okay,
how?
imagine this. All right, it's back in the day. Got this one scientist that's overworked, and he has to come up with the solution to something that is being paid to by a company, right? He
Yeah.
has to figure this out, and so he's in that lab for like 18 hours straight, and he's fatigued, exhausted, and he's doing things that he's not supposed to be doing by accident. Overpouring and like, ah, shit, I gotta do this. Does it again, and it's like fuck, and so he sets the beaker off the side, and he goes to sit there and just start over and start anew. Well, as he turns, he knocks that beaker off the table, assuming what glass would normally do, shard out and then spill all over the place. He looks over and it's still intact. Shattered, still intact. Now, the reason why our speed limits were so low back in the day wasn't due to the fact of the speed of the car. The cars could go actually rather fast for the time. They didn't have them do that. Main reason because the deaths, the number of deaths that would happen over above a certain speed would be highly prominent because of the shards of glass.
Oh, I
Shards of
didn't know
glass
that.
were what killing people, not impact, not injuries afterwards. It was the shards of glass, and so he had to spend this poor guy. All right, he's already 18 hours in. I'm presuming. All right,
Yeah.
he's already in there for a long time, and he's already fatigued. He's already tired. He already has this one contract that he has to sit there and fucking blow off because he just figured out something by accident and has to figure out how he did it. That poor guy, but he figured it out, and now we have tempered glass. And now that one accident invention has saved so many lives over the years. All right,
It's like
prevented so many deaths and casualties.
similar to peanut butter and penicillin, or not peanut butter, Reese's and penicillin.
I was
Both
gonna
have.
say, I understand penicillin. That was somebody going on vacation, forgetting they left the petri dish out, and they're like, "Why is it eating the? What is this thing?" It was a mole from a mango. Was it mango? I think it was
Manga,
a
manga. I say manga. I
mango.
don't think it really matters. Everyone knows what
Mango.
we're talking about.
Yeah, so and everybody's like, no, it's penicillin is the mold on like bread and cheese. It's like, no, it's a derivative of that, but the one that actually was the discovery was from a fruit.
Yeah. So we have been going on for about an hour. What is one thing for the people watching and the many people that will watch this after it uploads? What is one thing you want to tell everyone?
This is a something I wrote a long time ago to help inspire myself and keep my mind open to possibilities. All right. I'm not afraid to succeed. I'm not afraid to fail. The only thing that scares me is not attempting the impossible. For who's to say that what is so impossible may just in fact be possible? What I think, the person who said impossible, simply, they gave up.
What is one thing? That's one last question. What is one impossible thing that you've done?
Besides Clint Eastwood and putting things on Mars,
Okay, never mind. You had a couple of impossible things that you did.
all right, impersonating Angelina Jolie and pulling over 1,000 people, having them think I was her for the Tomb Raider premiere with
Oh,
92
where was
in the
that?
Bay
All right, you
Area.
got to tell that story before we go.
Okay, so I was working for APL at the time, and I was a big fan of KSJO. It was a rock radio station that was nationally broadcasted throughout. It was syndicate throughout the United States. Where it was originated from was San Jose, East Bay area of California. They're the ones that pretty much put Metallica on the. You're welcome, Metallica, everybody. Yeah, KSJO did that. All right, they popularized them, and they were around for about 36 years. Now, I'm in my machine shop, and you know, my nickname is AJ at the time. All right, because Angelina Jolie, I looked a lot like her, and it's like my hair was down to my waist, and it was long, dark, and you know, I had fun being called Angelina Jolie. So I was like, hey, all
Can
right, yeah,
imagine.
all right, I like the attention. Sweet. And so, my birthday was falling on Father's Day that year. And I called in Zach Tyler, who was the evening DJ, who was also kind of like he did pranks and everything, and he had a fun evening afternoon radio show. And it's like, I miss Zach. He was a very dear friend.
Yeah.
But he ended up becoming a very dear friend. And so I call him up, and I was also picking up tickets. I had one to go see the Transplants and the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
So I'm picking up tickets. I'm in the office and everything, and I'm calling in. And he was like, "Cashier, is that Johnny here?" I'm like, "Hi. So my birthday is falling on Father's Day this year. I want to pull a prank." Well, what were you thinking? I don't know. I'll let you come up with that. I look like Angelina Jolie, if that helps any. Yeah, sure you do. I go, "Don't believe me? Come on out." I'm standing in the front office. Colin's walking out. And he's like, "No way." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Can you wait till July?" I go, "But my birthday's in June."
Yeah.
"Can you wait till July?" "But my birthday's in June." He goes, "The premiere comes out in July." "I can wait till July." Yes, yes, yes. And so, well, I dressed up as her. We got a limo, and we contacted the Mercado 20, where the premiere was going to be over in the East Bay. And so we contacted only the general manager. He's the only one in the entire vicinity that knew I wasn't her. All right, that were
Okay.
employed there. All right, he hired security because somehow something linked out that Angelina Jolie was going to be there, and there was over 1,000 people lined up. All right, there was a red carpet, there was pylons. I had my own security detail that were
Oh,
security. They were just people they're promotional people that worked with the radio station. They're awesome people. I love them. All right, but they were not real security people. And so they're like there to be my bodyguards, but the actual Macaro 20 hired real security. They didn't know I wasn't her. The only people that knew I wasn't her was the general manager of the theater, who wasn't there. All right. Zach Tyler in the studio. All right. Myself and everybody in that limo were the only ones that knew I was not her. Now, the whole idea was that we were going to go through, schmooze, sign some autographs, blah, blah, blah. And then before the movie started, we were going to prank them and be like, "You've been pranked by Castro. Listen to this actor." All good fun. Oh, that's not how it went. Oh, no, dear. We weren't expecting this. It was a mob of people. All right. I get out of the limo. You could just hear, "Ah!"
oh my
And so
God.
I could sit there and send you the broadcast of it and everything. It's a 2-bit
Do,
that I had. Yeah,
do
I
you
could
have
send it to you.
pictures?
I
I'm
do
trying
have
to look on.
pictures. I
I'm
do
trying
have
to look
pictures.
on your Facebook. What year
It's
was
worth
it?
it. It is it'd be KSJO best pranks pulled so far, something like that.
You kind of look like her there.
Oh, wait
Uh,
till you see this. Oh, you're gonna trip.
so it's in an album.
Yes, it's in the album. It'd be like KSJO days or something like that. All right. So now here's the funny thing. I get out and I'm signing autographs and everything. I got jumped. And so the security detail takes me all the way in the back. And it's like, "Mr. Lee, you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, I'm Julie. I'm Julie." "Oh, yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. Can I get some water, please?" And so they leave my security detail. It's like right there. They go, "Dude, what the fuck?" I go, "Oh, we got to get back out there, man. Are you sure?" "Yeah, we got to get back out there. Let's go." I was addicted already. So it's like, swim into that addiction. Let's go. So we go back out there. I'm signing autographs, and there's a guy I have known since the Sandbox days.
So he
This
was
fucker
about
can
to.
out me. He can out me. It's like he's gonna know. He's gonna know. He's gonna know. And it's like I get up to it. I'm like, he goes, "I'm such a huge fan. Oh my god, I love you." And he's going nuts, and I'm like, "Oh great!" And I write his name. I write his name and I sign what I was playing, which was A and a J, because I'm AJ, that's my nickname. And I
Yeah.
did a line underneath it. And he was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "You know my name?" I go, "Yeah, you said it right. It's all good. It's all good." About 4 months later, all right, I go over to his house. He has it shadow box framed above his bed. I am dying laughing. He's "What's so funny?" I go, "It was me." He goes,
There
"No,
you are.
that's me. That's right. There we go." I go, "It was me, dude." He goes, "No, it wasn't. I was there." I go, "So was I." You said your name, bro. He goes, oh, you bitch!
Oh my God, you look just like her.
See?
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's like you'll find my Clint Eastwood on there too. The Quest for Clint Eastwood. I got pictures and everything. I'm detailing that whole adventure. Eventually, what I want to do is I want to make a documented movie about it. And at the very end, it goes boom. The picture that I have is myself, baby Clint Eastwood, sitting down, saying, "Hey, even though it sounds crazy as all hell, anything is possible. Stick to what you're dreaming of.
Oh,
Make it a
wow.
reality."
That was that was like the greatest story. You did it. Wow, that's amazing.
So it's like I never got to meet Angelina Jolie. I'm very curious to meet her. It's like I would love to. But I've never got to meet her per se. But I got to be her 3 times.
You
So,
should recreate that look for like a Comic-Con and do like a cosplay.
oh, I gotta show you the pictures of when I did Rogue, like the original comic strip. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I'll send it to you on Messenger later on. But yeah, I've had so much fun talking on this. Thank you so much for inviting me. This is amazing. I had
Yeah,
a
sure. I'll end the broadcast. I'll just talk to you off camera for a little bit, and then we'll bounce.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Thank you for
Thank
watching. Y'all are the
you.
best. Say
Have a
goodbye
good
to
one.
Dustin.